Hi, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. Today I have my last project from the holiday catalog. At least that's my plan. You never know. I could come up with something that's fabulous and I have to show it to you. But for now, it's the last project that I'm going to show you. But I did want to let you know that these have arrived in abundance. So I will be working on getting them out to those of you who have purchased from me from April this year onwards. So if you've made a purchase, you will be getting them soon. The people who will get them first are the ones who purchased from me in November, and we'll be getting them with their thank you gifts. Or if you got the paper trimmer as your thank you, then you'll just get yours along with those. So after I do my November thank you gifts, then I'll move on to everybody else that's purchased from my website or purchased in person. If you're a local and you've purchased and you want to run by and just get one, then you're welcome to, because I know some of you are eager to get them in your hot little hands. So I have them and they will start going out. I do have a big demonstrator event at my house for all of my girls that are in my group on Tuesday. So I'll do what I can to get some of them in the mail on Monday, and then Wednesday they'll start going out for sure. So I'll try to get my November thank you girls out on Monday. But they are the celebration and the January to June mini catalog, and I have several sneak peeks up. And once the girls leave on Tuesday, I don't like to show them all the cards they're going to make, so I think I've done 4 maybe videos of the cards that they'll be making. All the rest of them will come after the girls have been here, because I don't want them to see them all. I want there to be some surprises. And they've ordered some stuff like this one. I love it because, you know, we have the little Aussie connection going on in our house, and it has a koala. So I have actually 2 projects with this suite that they'll be doing. They're both in my head. So assuming that they turn out cute, because, you know, one of my sneak peeks did have what happens. Sometimes what's in your head isn't as cute on paper. But for today, we are going to go back to the holiday catalog, which ends on January 2nd. There is stuff selling out because it's ending. But I'm going to do a New Year's card. So if you run out of time and you can't get to your Christmas cards and you have some time off from work after the holidays, then how about do some New Year's, or just be different and do some New Year's. And 2 stamps bundles that didn't make the carryover list, which I was frankly really sad. That's part of the reason I hadn't used them yet, because I was fairly certain that both of them, if not one, would make it. So I'm going to use the Sip Sip Hooray bundle. It's kind of hard to see in the catalog. The stamps are here. The dies are over here. So I really wanted to do a martini because I could eat olives every day of my life. And there's really cute little olives, but you know, the champagne works better for New Year's Eve cards. So we're going to go with the champagne. But you see, you have your little glasses here. You have your wine and your martini and all of your little mixed things. I would like it to do a mule because mules are my favorite if I'm going to actually drink something. Excuse me, at one point, maybe when 2020 gets here, I will stop having this cough, because you know it's been since before we went to on stage. And then I'm also going to use the Cheers to That bundle, and it has these words here, which this has really cute words, and I'm actually going to use words from both. So this has the Cheers die, and then it also has like some congratulations, bride and groom, which I did use this way back when the catalog was first new. We used it at camp and made a wedding card. It has a raise your glass, a New Year's, which is what we're going to use today. This birthday set in this one says, hope your big day is one happy hour after another. I love that. So it's a really, really super cute, well, 2 bundles together. So don't miss them, because after January 2nd, you'll be forced to go and buy them on the aftermarket, like eBay, and pay 3 times as much when you start seeing cute samples and they're gone. So if you want them, get them now. And I will have some specials this week. I was going to have a camp special, but there's going to be a flash sale coming up. So I decided to hang on and wait to have my camp specials that I normally have with my weekend special. So for this one, I have some vanilla cardstock, and I've cut it the opposite direction, and you'll see why, just because it worked better for my fold. But it's just a standard opening card. It just opens the other direction. So just fold this in half, and it's very vanilla. So just fold that. And then we'll go ahead and stamp the inside of this, because to be honest, it's one of my favorite parts of the card. So I'm going to use just 2 colors. I have So Saffron and Memento. So there's a a little stamp that says Hooray. And these, you can tell the difference because the stamps that come with the glasses are photopolymer. And the ones that come in the Cheer set are red rubber. So you'll be able to tell which set I'm using. And this is the glasses. So I'm going to put Hooray on here 3 times because I'm going for the Aussie or the British. Hip hip hooray, which they do it 3 times. Because if you're going to do some hoorays, do them 3 times, right? So we've got Hooray, Hooray, Hooray in black. And I'm going to go ahead while I've got my black open. And this is shimmery white. Because you know, my favorite color, my 2 favorite colors, you know, people might think that I don't like color and I'm a boring person. Because if you ask me my 2 favorite colors, which people do ask me, I would pick shimmering white and gray granite. Those are my 2 favorite colors, but it's because they work with everything and they're beautiful. But we need a little shimmer to our champagne. So I'm going to do 2 of these on just a scrap piece of shimmer white. And then I also have another tiny little scrap piece, and these are literally scraps of shimmer white because I don't like to throw it away because it is one of the pricier cardstocks. It's not expensive, but it costs a little bit more than white. And then this one is from the Cheers to You bundle, and it's the one that says Happy New Year. So with tiny stamps like this, you want to make sure not to rock and not to press too hard. Because if you press too hard, well, I didn't press too hard, but I smudged it when it was on there. But that's why God gave us 2 sides of paper. Because you can stamp twice and then pick which one's the best. But you just barely stamp. So now we have To the New Year. So when we do our cheers, we'll have it To the New Year. Just stick that in there. So that's all of that color that we need. So let's get that out of the way. We made this card at camp. Okay, now we've got the inside of our champagne. That's why I went with So Saffron. It was the closest thing I could. I thought about blush. There's some fun wine colors if you're doing wine. But I just went ever so slightly. So it's got a 2-step stamp here. And just line it up towards the bottom, and I barely pushed. Because you just want a hint of color. And that gives it more of the champagne look. So we've got that. And then again, back to my favorite part of the card. We have our Hooray, Hooray, Hooray. Instead of Hip Hip Hooray, we're going to do Sip Sip. And we're just going to go right over the top of the Hooray. So now we have Sip Sip Hooray, Sip Sip Hooray, Sip Sip Hooray. And how adorable is that? Is that not going to be your favorite part of this card? It's a super quick card, so if you want to send a bunch of New Year's cards and wish all of your friends a Happy New Year, because on Facebook we've been talking about sending Christmas cards, and then it's not a dying art, but it's getting there. So let's bring it back. Then you may notice this adorable little baby. It's my paper trimmer didn't have a baby, but it looks like it could have, huh? So you might be wondering where I got this from. I just got it with my pre-order. So if you are a demonstrator, you can order it in the month of December, and after that you won't be able to order it anymore. If you would like to sign up and be on my team in December or January through March, you'll get this free. How fun would that be? You get to be on my team, and I've never used it, which, you know, not very smart. I should have at least, you know, saw how it opened. It's just a little baby guillotine, but it's great, especially for people like me who have far too much stuff on their table. Look. Perfect. So when your table's cluttered and you just need something to make small cuts, then this is perfect. It doesn't take up much table space. If you're crafting with your friends, especially if you're a scrapbooker, if you take your stuff, it's just the right size. So now we just have to use all of these fun dies, and there's several of them. I've actually got three sets that we're using. So we have a die cut machine here. We have got, I'm going to do that one last because it makes a little bit of a mess. So I've got gold glimmer paper. That goes with that. And then the cheers. Okay, here's the deal. The exclamation point doesn't attach. So when you use it, it falls off. It falls off and the dot falls off, you know, and people know that when I say cheers, I'm excited. So I didn't feel the need to keep it. And then we have the glass. And then I'm also going to cut out the words, but you know me, I don't like to overload my tray if I know I'm going to have to use it again. And I'm going to have to cut my other glass, so I'm just going to put those two on together. And it's super staticky in all of our homes. I'm sure in the East, everywhere in the Midwest where we have our furnaces running. So there's no sense in putting more on your plate and then having to move it all around. It just takes one through. We have one cup or one glass. But see, when you do this, none of it attaches. And then you're spending time and you're no longer cheerful because you're looking for the dang little dot at the bottom of your exclamation point. I'll leave that when I'm sitting down. So let's get our other glass. Put this on here. And then I'm not sure what set I got this little frame out of, because if you've seen my office tour videos, you know I keep all of my husband built me a fabulous storage unit. So all of my dies are just up on giant magnet sheets. And this is just a little frame out of something, but they've gotten a little mixed up. It was one that just fit perfectly around that sentiment, so I just went with it. If you need to know what it is, then just message me and I will look it up. But if nobody needs to know, there's punches that would work. There's several things that would work. You could just cut it out. But all that's on shimmer. So now let's get the messy one. It'll be super messy if I do 2 sheets. I'm going to make some of these and send them out, so I've cut some extra paper. So this just goes along the top, and you want the illusion of the bubbles coming down, or confetti for New Year's. You're just going to put this up here. This is a nice one because you don't have to be super concerned about it being lined up. I am going to do this one twice. I meant to bring one of my little things over here. You can see that they come out pretty easily. But for the ones that don't, I don't want them anymore on my table because of the static electricity. When they stick to those plates, then they're kind of stuck. But most of them came out. So you can see we have those now. But I didn't like it just plain. And see, now they're stuck to this. And with the static, they just go right back. So I'm going to brush those in my trash real quick. And brush and brush and brush, and they still stay. They're everywhere. Okay, and then I'm going to run it through the subtles. Anytime you do these big ones, sometimes you get that little line, and that bothers me. But if you have the subtles, you know, which I think is the Wonder folder, just run it through that. This is one of the older ones. It doesn't have the Stampin' Up! Logo on it, so I don't need my blue plate. I need my regular plate. And it just gives ever so slight a linen texture to your paper. And it takes that line that was there is gone now. So now we just have to stick all this together and add a little bit more glitz to it. So first I'm going to use one thing that is in the holiday catalog, and it is carrying on, are our black dimensionals, and they're perfect for this because when you put them back here, you won't see them from the side because they're dimensionals that have white sides. So you can kind of get them up here, and then just here on the edges where you have some extra, I just took a tiny little piece here like that, just to give my top some stability. So just like that. I'm also making packets. We can't send stamped things, but we can send all of the stuff. So the girls that are on my team that don't live in Indiana will be getting packets of, so if they're watching this, they're gonna know. They'll get packets after Tuesday with all of the fun stuff to make their own projects at home that we make. We usually go live, so if they want to watch, they can watch. If you follow my channel I do with my girlfriends, Creating and Sharing the Life You Love, since we normally go live on Monday or Tuesday, we'll also be live at that. But the girls that are on my team that are out of state get their packets so they can follow along to all the videos later and make the projects. So now I've got this, and then I'm going to include one of these cards with it. Just to wish them a happy upcoming 2020. So you can see this comes out super easy, and that was one pass through. You don't need to tear up your plates or use up the cutting edge of your die any more than you need to. I take your pick tools laying here somewhere because I just used it. Because I rolled the black things out right before I turned my camera on, but let's see where I laid it. Oh, it's over there by where my camera was. I mean, my camera stand is. There we go. So now take your two glasses and our little saying. So we have cheers to the new year. Excuse me. And then I have some Wink of Stella, because you know everybody needs their champagne to sparkle for the new year. There's a fluffy stuck in my thing. And then just because this has some fun texture to it, just take your pen. I forgot I hadn't glued that on yet. Would have been smart to glue it on first. You don't want to squeeze it, because you know what happens if you don't use the Stella very much, that first squeeze sometimes when it's running low can be lethal. In fact, that's what happened on my card that I'll show you in a minute. I squeezed right here, so there's a whole lot of sparkle right there. Just kind of smudge it on here. I really do need to squeeze it, but I'm not going to, because I don't want that to happen on camera. So now we just mount it all together. I did remember to grab a new snail. If you watched my last video, I ran out in the middle of it and I had to use glue for the whole thing, which I'm getting ready to use glue, but I did remember to grab it. Oh, there we go. Now some more's coming out. So to get my cheers on, if you haven't watched one of the videos since I've been back from on stage and I learned this, and I don't remember who on stage did it, one of the demonstrators, because I was super, super sick. And there's not much that I retained from that day, but this was one. Oh, come on. I know there's glue in here, I can feel it. But they tumped over when I carried everything up from camp. I have brand new ones, but I left them all downstairs for next week. If you've not been to my place or not seen my studio is just for me. And then we do all of my events downstairs. Oh, I'm trying to see if I have another one. I don't see one. La la la. Here's the bucket from camp. You know what it's got in it? It's got some liquid glue. So let's see if this works too. So just put a little bit of glue on here. Put that lid on in a second. And then these are just our sponges, and they're just being held on with an office clip. And then you just add some glue to the back of your really thin dies. stick these on here so we know where we want to put it. And I just put 2 on these. It leaves the base a little bit wobbly, but you know, it's a New Year's card. It's not like anybody's going to be hanging it on their fridge, I don't think, like we do Christmas cards or setting them on the mantle for a long time. So let's put one here. If you want, you can get one of the mini dimensionals, or you can cut another piece of this. But mine made it through camp. I'll show it to you. And it seems to be fine. I did have to cancel my evening camp this month because we've had lots of changing weather here in. I have glue on my nails now. And I was fighting a migraine. And the lesser of the migraine medicines were not helping, so I had to take the one that makes me no longer functioning. So we just had daytime camp. And now with this glue on here, it's all ready to just press down. Just like this. And there you go. And here's my other one. Try to get that glue off my nail before it dries. And here's, you can see this is where I squeezed my Stella. I got a whole lot of pretty. And there's your Sip Sip Hooray. So it's a super easy. These sets are adorable, and if you are a drinker at all, not like an alcoholic drinker, that didn't sound good, but if you like, you know, if it's great for weddings, or if you like to go out for fun girls' nights out, or any kind of, you know, little drink recipes that you might make, it's a super adorable set, and the cheers too. So I'm afraid that there will be people that didn't even notice it was in the catalog until after these videos and other things that people post, because that happens sometimes. The catalogs go by so fast that by the time people notice a stamp set or a die set, they're long gone, and then they have to go to the aftermarket, which we all hate. Because then you're forced to pay a whole lot more than what it originally retailed for. So take another look at these 2 sets, and everybody have a Happy New Year. Bye.